What's going on, guys? So in this one we have a couple kitchen hoods we're gonna take a look at. The restaurant owner called in a panic the other night. His kitchen was filling up with smoke, and half the hood wasn't working, and he was expecting a very busy night that night. So another technician responded, found a burn up motor, replaced the motor. But for some reason he was still getting a really high amp draw on that motor. So we told the restaurant owner he should probably get the kitchen hood cleaned, because it hadn't been cleaned in a while. So he got the hood cleaned, and then the very next morning after the hood was cleaned, we came back just to check them out and see how they were doing. That's what I did here, so take a look. All right, guys, we got a couple exhaust hoods here. This one sounds really loud, like maybe a bearing's going bad or something's actually caught in the wheel. This one here, another technician just replaced the motor in, but apparently they're still having issues. I think it's overamping, so we're gonna look at that now. It's pulling 8.3 amps. Let's get this cover off. It's rated for 7.5 with a service factor amperage of 8.5, so we are right on the line. And not to mention, it's pretty cool up here right now, and they don't have any load in the kitchen. So the more this thing runs, the higher that's going to get. So let's see if we can make any adjustments and get that amp draw down. Just for comparison, this one over here is about the same hood, and even with it being loud as hell, it's pulling almost a whole amp less. So let's see what we can do here. All right, the belt is pretty tight. The motor is pretty hot. So we're gonna try to adjust this pulley here. If we loosen this set screw, we can turn this pulley and open it up more to basically make the belt looser, and that will also lower our amp draw. So let's give that about a turn or so and see what we can get it down. All right, I had to take the pulley off there because it was so tight I couldn't get it to spin. So I took it off the shaft here. We're gonna give it, we're gonna loosen it up, and then we're gonna, so that way we can make adjustments to it while it's in place. We're gonna douse this thing in WD-40. Try to get it cleaned up. Put some wrenches on it and try to, or some channel locks, one on each side, so we can try to spin it, get this thing moving. All right, I loosened it about 2 full turns. Now, something to remember when you're adjusting adjustable pulley, it has a flat spot on each side. So when you adjust these, make sure you adjust it a half turn at a time, because you want your set screw to land on one of those flat spots. All right, and also remember, the looser you make this, the looser your belt's gonna go. So you need to take that into consideration also. You put this back on, you're gonna notice your belt's gonna be a lot looser. So we have to, we're gonna have to adjust that also. All right, I'm gonna tighten the set screw here down, and I'm gonna put this back on and see what we got. You see how that's a lot looser now? All right, we're gonna have to adjust that belt by loosening these 4 bolts here. Then we can slide the motor back and forth and tighten it down. All right, we got our belt adjusted. It's pretty good, pretty tight. We're gonna turn it back on and see what our amp draw is now. We got to remember to put the lid on when we do this, because that will affect your amp draw sometimes. On this particular hood, not so much, but some of them, yes. So we just want to make sure we put that on when we're checking our amp draw. All right, we got our amp draw way down now. We knocked more than an amp off of it. Let's put our top back on to make sure getting a good accurate reading. Yep, and that didn't change at all. So we're good there. We're good because our service factor amperage was 8.5. Our rated amp was 7.5. So they're giving you about 1 amp there to play with. And we were right at that 8.5. And I could see once that kitchen heated up and once this motor ran for a couple hours, how it could be damaged. So it's only really about 7:30 in the morning right now, maybe closer to 8 by now. And the kitchen right now is just doing its prep. It doesn't open until lunch. So once this kitchen gets going, that motor will probably heat up more. So also while I'm up here, I'm just gonna check out that motor, or this one also, just to see where it's at and see if we can help it any. All right, so this guy here is pulling 7.3. So assuming that's the same motor in this one's probably okay, but it's really loud. So I want to see where all that noise is coming from. I'm gonna have to run a little bit quieter just by adjusting it on its base here, but still feels like it's got a kind of a vibration to it, but it's better than what it was. So, all right, looks like we got these hoods back in order. All right, guys, well, come to find out, the reason why that second one was so loud is because the wheel is bent on it. So instead of just getting him a wheel for it, I think it would be more cost feasible to just get him a new hood. So that's what we're going to get him a price on, new hood altogether. So keep an eye out for that video. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Please like and subscribe, and I'm off to the next one.